team.
Hello, this is Stampy Longnose, and welcome to a Halo 4 gameplay commentary, and the first gameplay commentary I've ever done for Halo 4, so I guess this is a little bit of a momentous occasion. What I'm going to be talking about in this commentary is kind of a first impressions video. I'm not going to go too in-depth in what I think about the game, basically just because I've already done that. I've done a video review, which is online now on my channel. You can go check it out. There'll be a link to that in the description if you haven't seen it yet. And in that, I really talk in-depth about everything and sort of really analyse it and say what works, what doesn't. This is going to be very much more just about personal opinions and things that I liked, things that I didn't like. So instead of just talking about what is kind of objectively good, these are just sort of my general opinions, and we're going to go through like the campaign, a little bit on Spartan Ops, and of course like the multiplayer, and also going to mention some things about Forge and also Theatre if I have time and don't ramble on too much. I also just want to quickly make you aware that I have done a Let's Play of the campaign of Halo 4, which I will not be uploading to this channel. I'm instead uploading it to a community channel called iHaloZone. I'm sure many of you Halo fans are aware of this channel. If you're not, definitely go check it out. There'll be a link to that in the description, where you'll see a whole host of different videos about Halo 4 from a big group of very good commentators, as well as my little Let's Play, which I've been throwing up there. The first episodes of that should be already online if you go and check that out now. And anyway, I've been rambling on for a very long time. I haven't really even introduced what gameplay this is. This is a game of Big Team Infinity Slayer. It's playing on the map called Exile, which is probably the prettiest map that there is in Halo 4, with the nice patterns on the rocks and stuff. And I'm not really a big team player, but I was actually trying to get footage for my review. So this is, I think, probably in like the first 10 games I ever played of Halo 4. So I'm not a beast. I'm not doing anything amazing. This isn't me claiming to be very good, even though I do get quite a lot of kills. This is me basically trying to get footage of me doing a big variety of things. So you'll see that I do jump in the tank, as you just saw, and I also get into a Banshee a little bit later on. So I'm just trying to get footage of me doing a whole host of different things so I could put them in my review. So yeah, that's what the gameplay is. And there's also a few points, by the way, where the host leaves or there's a bit of lag or something, but I've tried to edit them out as much as possible so they don't intrude in the gameplay too much. Anyway, Halo 4 then, how is it? Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Halo 4 so far, actually. It's been probably slightly under what my expectations were, just because I had very high expectations for it before the game came out. I kind of got a bit carried away with the hype train, and I wasn't excited for a long time, but the last couple of weeks or so before it came out, I was getting really excited and watching the MLG footage. I was basically just teasing myself by watching lots of Halo 4 gameplay. Then when I finally got it into my hands, I was actually really surprised at how much it felt like past Halo games. It felt like Halo, which was a good thing. I'm not saying like I was disappointed, but I don't know, when watching the gameplay it felt like a new beast, you know, and when I got it in my hands it felt very much like Halo Reach. And for the gameplay perspective, that is good, it's familiar, and I did enjoy that. But the campaign let me down a little bit. I know a lot of people have been really praising the story and stuff, but I just really didn't get involved. I kind of felt like I was just walking from waypoint to waypoint, pressing buttons, blowing up little orbs and stuff, and I really didn't get into the story that much, with the exception of the relationship between Cortana and of course the Master Chief. And yeah, I did kind of like that, with her sort of deteriorating and going into rampancy. I enjoyed that side of it, but on the gameplay side it just felt like any other Halo game. You could have taken any moment from the campaign and shoved it in another Halo game, maybe made the graphics slightly worse, and it wouldn't feel out of place at all. It felt very familiar, like a bit too much. I think they didn't take enough risks with the gameplay, and yeah, it was okay. I enjoyed it, and I probably will play through on co-op, maybe on Legendary or something, but I wasn't blown away by it. Spartan Ops I was even more disappointed with. I thought they were a little bit too short and a little underdeveloped. The storyline was almost non-existent. They're basically just like mission briefings, and hopefully they will get better with like future missions and seasons and stuff that will be coming out for free in the future, although I'm pretty sure there's going to be future seasons that you are going to have to pay for. The multiplayer then, anyway, the big thing. Sorry, I've spoke for so long and not even spoke about the multiplayer. I'm loving the multiplayer so far. Like, I did the review for the game and I gave it a 8.5. And I think a lot of people were sort of saying, why have you only given it an 8.5 after saying how amazing it is? And the 8.5 is because of the campaign and Spartan Ops, as well as Forge and Theatre as well, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But the multiplayer I'd have definitely given a 9. I was a little disappointed about how big a lot of the maps are. There definitely seems to be a very big focus on vehicle gameplay, which I'm not really a big fan of, despite the fact I might seem slightly hypocritical because you're watching some vehicle gameplay right now. But I much prefer smaller, symmetrical, kind of arena-based maps where you can have fast-paced, balanced gameplay, which is like exactly equal. And I just don't find vehicles that much fun in the Halo sandbox. I much prefer to be running around on foot and sort of strafing and sort of trying to get accurate like shots and jumping up and down and stuff like that. I just find that to be a lot more entertaining than doing what I'm doing now and just sort of flying around in a big purple plane, like shooting down on kind of helpless people until I get jacked or like lasered or something. So yeah, from that side of it, I was a bit disappointed. The map selection overall, though, is pretty good. It'd be nice to have a few smaller maps. I love Haven. I really like Adrift and Solace as well. I think they're all very good maps. But I find that if you are playing like just Infinity Slayer or like one of the smaller game types, I'm already getting a bit fatigued with playing the same maps over and over again, which is where you obviously then look to Forge. And I was so excited that there's going to be 3 different Forge zones. All the maps won't look the same, and I was so looking forward to it. And I got into Forge, and all of the Forge maps are like so designed. They've got like hills and rocks and buildings built in. All we want for Forge is a big empty field, a big sandbox where we can build whatever we want. And now, if we want to build whatever we want, we have to build in the sky. So like there's a limit to the size and sort of the style of the maps we can do. And also, all of like the building materials, all of like the blocks and buildings are taken from Halo Reach. There's a few new ones, and you can do like custom trait areas and stuff, but pretty much it's all taken from Halo Reach. So unfortunately, like all the maps are going to be the same as they were in Halo Reach, or at least using the same pieces. And I was so disappointed because Forge is so crucial to the survival of Halo. I think that it makes so many cool and interesting things, and like a massive community given good tools will create something amazing eventually. And I think that we've been given the tools, we have got Forge, but I think it's too similar to Reach. And even though you can like lock items and duplicate items, that just means you can build like things quicker, but like not necessarily better. So I've been very disappointed in Forge, so hopefully they will add something like Forge World in the future, or even something like Sandbox from Halo 3, that was better. I also said I'd mention the theatre mode, and the theatre mode's fine, it's just the same as it always has been. For me, I was really hoping you'll be able to switch between players in first-person view, so you could watch other people's view in first person without having to download the film. But that was just because I wanted to do like a tournament, and to do that you really need to be able to switch between players' perspectives, or of course have a spectator mode, which is absent in this game. So for me, I was very disappointed with like the lack of that addition to theatre mode, but I'm sure most people won't really care about that. That's just me because like I'm a video maker, I really wanted that. But as I say, overall I'm enjoying it. I'm not a big fan of like custom classes and stuff like that, and like kill cams and instant respawns. Like I was very negative about like a lot of that stuff, but to be honest, the gameplay is still Halo. You can do like Slayer Pro, which is really good fun actually, probably my favourite playlist so far, and also custom games. You can build your own maps in Forge, even if the Forge isn't as good as I wanted it to be, and like you can play whatever you want in custom games, and the Halo gameplay is still here, and the additions that they've added I mainly like this, the binary rifle is absolutely awesome, even though it is probably slightly overpowered. And I'm just here about getting towards the end of the gameplay. I think I get a few like nice snipes and then the game will end. So hopefully you've enjoyed this gameplay commentary and this gameplay, but that's the end of this commentary now. I want to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.
Double kill. Game over. Victory.